Let's do something new today. But before we start, let me see if you can guess it right. A written message from one person to another, usually put in an envelope and sent by mail or post. Children, can you guess what am I? Have you guessed? Haven't you? Yes, I am a letter. You can use me in a formal situation or informal situation. Choice is yours, isn't it? But let me tell you that in formal situation, be very clear, concrete and to the point about your objectives and thoughts. In informal situation, naturally emotions will overflow because you're using me as a means to express own feelings to a dear one, won't you? Who will stop you to write a long letter to your grandparents, to your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, or your friends? Children, we have been writing letters from class 3rd. We did informal letter in class 3, then we did formal letter in class 4. Now let's do it again in class 5. Before we start, what is a letter? Letter writing is an art. It needs great care and attention. A letter carries emotion, information, complaint, request, happiness, or many more. It demands a clear concept, objective, and conscience to think and write in a proper way. Let's learn to write letters. The letters we know are of two types. First, informal letters. Informal letters are friendly letters which we write to our friends or family. Formal letters. Formal letters are written to people holding authority and are written for official purpose only, like to your class teacher, to your principal, to a bank manager, etc. Why do we need to write letters? We need to write a letter to provide or ask for information, make inquiries or respond to them, registering complaints, make an appeal, place orders and send appropriate reply, promote or persuade, to send a recommendation, give a warning, and leave letters. Now the format of a formal letter. We have done it in class 4, but let's revise again. There's a strict format to follow while writing a formal letter, which is explained below. First comes the sender's address. On the left side of the page, just next to the margin, write the sender's address or contact details. Children, please remember, next to the margin. Then comes the date. Below the sender's address, write the date after leaving one line. Receiver's address, after date, leave a line and write the address of the recipient, the officer, principal, editor, etc. Subject of the letter. Here you have to mention the main purpose of the letter in just 4 to 5 words and not more than that. Why is the subject so short? See children, people who are holding an important office or are at a higher level of authority don't have so much of time in reading the entire letter that you have written. So if your subject is very precise and clear, they get to know what exactly the letter is about. Salutation, where you put respected sir or madam. Then comes the body. Now the body, here you explain the matter of your letter. Body of the letter must be divided into 3 paragraphs as follows. The first paragraph, introduce yourself and the purpose of writing the letter in brief. In the second paragraph, it should include the matter in detail. Third paragraph, here you have to conclude your letter by mentioning the conclusion or solution. Then a complimentary closing, yours faithfully or yours sincerely, sender's name, signature, and designation if applicable in 3 different lines without leaving gaps. These days, we do not use yours faithfully. We simply write yours sincerely. And yours does not hold an apostrophe. Please remember this. Revision, revision, revision. We keep hearing our parents and our teachers telling us all the time to do revision or whatever we are writing or learning. And why? Because revision makes something perfect. So here is a checklist for us. Check whether the information is relevant, correct, and complete. No grammatical and punctuation errors. Spellings should be correct. Does the letter sound natural and sincere? Is it clear, concise, and courteous? Are the sentences short and crisp? Have you sequenced the ideas properly? Will it give right impression to the reader? Most important, have a look before the mirror. Is it a kind of letter you or I would like to receive? What should the letter look like? Our letter or your letter should look like this. Yes, address of the sender, the date, name and address of the receiver or the addressee, the subject, the salutation, the introduction, which is the first paragraph, the body, the second paragraph, which will have the details about your letter or your subject, the conclusion, the third paragraph, and subscription or your closing in 2 to 3 lines. So by now, I'm sure you know what your letter should look like and what format you have to follow. You can get back to the entire slide again and again to make sure you can write the letter without looking at the format. First thing is always remember the format, practice to write the format 2 to 3 times, and then get on to writing your letter. Wait for the worksheet, it's on its way. Have a great day and be safe.